in these platforms, we are really urging leaders from governments to engage the youth from the ground level. See our youths there that have already made it. But to engage in those high level meetings, sponsor 2 to 3 people in your community, Jamie.
You're listening to Blue Radio, bringing the vibe.
Karibu tena sana. This is the voice of man like Kipto alongside
Mboya, your finest presenter.
You know, tunasema mchezo ni ule.
Formation ni ile.
Wachezaji ni wale.
Wachezaji ni wale.
Formation ndo tunaweza badilisha from time to time, and today we are going to be doing just that. As promised, man, we'll be coming through with an interesting conversation about conservation, recycling, and more importantly, challenges. And in this life tunasemanga having a challenge is good, Ndio maana pia pale shule mlikuwa mnapayanga exams to challenge your understanding. And today with me in studio, or rather with us in studio, we have 2 gentlemen with us. I would like to start from my farthest right, the gentleman in the 4 eyes. Wacha nikuite gentleman with the 4 eyes. Karibu and good morning.
Asante sana. Good morning to you too. Kwa majina naitwa Ziri Isa, nafanya kazi na shirika linaloitwa Swahili Portal Foundation. Kama mkurugenzi wa mambo ya teknolojia na innovation. Yeah.
All right. Karibu sana. Your colleague?
Yeah. Hi, good morning. Thanks for having us on Blue Radio this morning. Yeah. My name is Arafat Mukasa. Nafanya kazi na Swahili Port Hub pamoja na Ziri kwa department ya technology na innovation.
Now, unajua, you guys have started with technology, and I'm just here thinking, how does now this solution around, Mombasa Plastic Prize have to do with technology? Hii mlijipataje hapo? Nataka tuanze hapo. Aje sasa,
technology and plastic.
Aje.
How do they?
Kindly break it down for us.
Sawa. Anyway, that's an interesting. Maybe like we have like maybe wacha Ziri aanze na yake alafu nitakamina alafu ataweza tukuelezea how like they come in here.
So Swahili Port Hub kuna a number of departments. One of them is technology, innovation and data. So you call like department moja, and then underneath kuna mambo ya enterprise support which Mukasa is leading. So kwa enterprise support it cuts across all the other departments because kuna watu wanafanya kuna innovations around technology, kuna watu wana innovations around creatives and arts and all the other sectors. So yeye ndo gwiji ya mambo ya enterprise support. Na enterprise support tunaangalia startups, entrepreneurs wenye na come up ama wanakuja na innovations. Na innovation si lazima ikuwe technology. Ni suluhisho, mtu anafumbua suluhisho lenye linatatua shida zenye tuna face kama jamii. So hapo sasa ndo doketi ya Arafat. Lakini sasa kwangu mimi ni kusupport, make sure kwamba kuna end to end from kama entrepreneur amekuja akona idea, how do we get them on board to make sure that the idea is actualized na anaenda to market with a product or service. So even though tunamaanisha tukisema technology and innovation.
All right, that's interesting. That's interesting. All right.
So vile tu Ziri venye amewalezea. So me I oversee activities na programs zetu in relation to enterprise support, which iko under your department ya technology, innovation and data. So under enterprise support we our mandate is to support youth to start and grow successful and sustainable businesses that ultimately generate jobs for themselves as well as others, and also be able to deliver even more impact in the community. And like one of the impact areas that we look at is conservation of the environment through programs like Mombasa Plastic Prize Incubator that we shall tell you more about it.
Now unajua wanasemanga youth a youth is a person between what is the age of a youth? Somebody between
15 to 35.
15 to 35. But there's some people who are beyond that and they feel, I'm still young at heart and this sort of thing. So when I want to join the incubator program, is there like a age cap that we are saying between this age and this age are allowed, or how does that work?
Actually, interestingly enough, for the Mombasa Plastics Prize Incubator, actually it started off as the prize. So the incubator was the second phase. So the first phase of the prize itself, which was a challenge, ilianza mostly training 2022, but the program itself ilianza 2023, January to May. And then after that, the second phase ikaanza October, right? So majorly ilikuwa phase 1 semi ilikuwa 2023. So actually, for the folks when you walikuwa admitted, for the youths when you walikuwa admitted, actually haikuwa tena fika 35, ilikuwa ni from 18 to 24. 18 to 24 years. On a get. 18 to 24 years, right? And there were a total of 60 youths that got admitted out of the several hundreds that applied to be part of that program. So why that age? Anyway, I think for kind of like a couple reasons, and probably maybe why youth, because I think youth, we are innovative, like very, very innovative. If you look at the biggest enterprises, companies, innovations, from the time they started and the people that started them, like walikuwa ni mayouths, right? They were all youth. So like there's a lot of potential when it comes to innovation. That lies with the youths. And Mombasa Plastics Prize Incubator is a testimony of that, and also in several other programs within Swahili Pod, also from like individual experiences.
All right, before I welcome my colleague Amboya, so you've done like the first cohort, which was I believe 2022, ama mmesema 2023, 2023 last year. So there are so much lessons you've learned, so much lessons learned, how you could model it, how you could approach the solutions. How will 2024 be different? What is going to be that unique thing you're going to see? What sort of challenges do you expect to solutions rather than muna expect wase watakuja nazo and this kind of thing? Could you talk to us about that?
Maybe I would be very interesting to talk more on what this particular program, Mombasa Plastics Prize Incubator is about. So listeners can waweze kupata context. So Ziri, you go, then I'll be able to add.
All right.
Yeah, sure. So with Mombasa Plastics Prize, what we're looking at is the huge challenge of plastic pollution in Mombasa. The plastic that ends up in the marine ecosystem and in effect where life in the ocean. Right? So the challenge itself ilikuwa ina target vijana wenye wako na ideas. Wakati tulikuwa tunaanza 2022 na zile campaign zetu, tulikuwa tunataka vijana wenye wako na ideas, not really a product or service that you already have, but idea. And then now they were taken through the first phase, which was ideation, to actualize the ideas and also to come up with prototypes to prove ilikuwa ni kama form of proof of concept. You had an idea, now you have a tangible proof of concept that now you can go and develop into an actual product or service that you can go and sell. So with that, kama mwenzangu alipoeleza awali, tukapata vijana 60 wenye walijoin the first phase. And towards the end, kulikuwa na it was a prize itself. So kulikuwa na awards for the first, second and third team. Right? There was a total of slightly over 7 million Kenyan shillings that the three teams won. And so from that, then our sponsors and watu wenye wanarani challenge, that is USAID na pia Challenge Works from the UK. They're looking at how do we continue this so that they now have prototypes. How do we go forward so that they have actual products that they can go to market, they can sell, and continue, with the recycling of plastics and making useful products out of it. So now then it came the second phase, which is the incubator. So Arafat, you can talk about the incubator and what
exactly.
we're planning, what we're expecting in 2024.
Yeah, exactly. So actually, I sort of like very majorly ulikuwa uliza the relation between innovation and sort of like entrepreneurship. So the aspect of you've come up with an idea that is innovation. That's why like that's the relationship between technology innovation and entrepreneurship, right? So like Ziri ran these info sessions across all the 6 sub-counties of Mombasa, and huko mashinani are running those info sessions to mobilize youths to apply, and then ultimately we came up with that first cohort of 60. So hiyo ilikuwa ni phase 1 majorly last year, and then towards the end of last year and now currently we got into phase 2, which is now the incubator. So the first phase, it was just a competition. Getting with your idea hasn't been really built up. So that was majorly phase 1. Now phase 2, it's now the incubator, where taking them from just prototypes that they had built during the first phase to now sustainable businesses that are generating revenue, right? And sustainable businesses, now the requirement in this case also was that they also needed to now even formalize their businesses, like have them registered, get business licenses, then the other aspect, also open up bank accounts for their businesses and the likes, right? So that is majorly what was sort of like happening in the second phase of the incubator. But even the support, because the support has been both financial and non-financial support, right? So this program, Mombasa Plastic Prize Incubator, it's being run by several partners, of which mwenzangu Zira ameelezea. The funder is USAID. But then the organization that is managing this entire program is ChallengeWorks, one you want to do the delivery of which they are based in the UK, and then it's implemented by several organizations, different partners. There is Proportion Global, there is Brand Spark PR, kuna Close the Gap, and then Swahilipot Hub, right? And each of these partners has got a role. So kama sisi as Swahilipot, in the incubator phase, our role revolves around access to machinery. There is networking. There is social media and communications, as well as field visits, right? So these are the areas that we are handling. For example, access to machinery. Part of the lessons learned during the first phase was these youths need equipment to be able to advance their products into sustainable businesses, right? So what we're doing as Swahilipot, we've been able to reach out to different partners in the plastic waste recycling sector in Mombasa, different partners. And so, for example, the conversation that we're having with a partner, they do have equipment like shredders and extruder. Shredder, what it does is that you get plastics, like say bottles, jerry cans, etc. It then cuts them into small pieces, right? And then an extruder, you get those chopped pieces of plastics. It then melts them. So if you want to make something like say a pavement, there's a team that is making a pavement blocks, right? So if you want to make such, so you need to melt that plastic. Then you have mold, which is metal. Then you sort of like
design it.
You pour the melted plastics in that mold. When it sort of like dries up, then it's a pavement block, right? So now we are linking them up to such partners where they can go use those equipment, right? And they don't have to pay, because now we already have like someone who's paid
that
for
relationship.
Exactly. So that is one. Then to be able to enhance the learning experience, what they've learned. So there is another partner that is doing the business training, training them on different things like maybe finance management, product development, getting customers, fundraising, and all that. So part of the field visits is to enhance that learning experience by linking them up to established companies in Mombasa that have activity products or services around recycling plastic. For example, we had the first field visit to one of the recyclers in Mombasa known as Jill Industries, that they collect plastic waste, sort it, shred, extrude, and then finally make easy water tanks. So we took them and they literally saw the entire process. We had discussions, so they really took them through all those aspects, right? And then the other aspect is networking, right? So next week we're having the first networking and learning event known as the Zero Waste Fest to celebrate the International Day of Zero Waste, but our focus will be on plastic waste. So we'll bring different stakeholders from Mombasa, from Nairobi, and also across different counties, and also from even outside Kenya, so that could provide opportunities to learn for these innovators and network with our partners and stuff like that. Yeah, so that is literally like the entire program in like a summary.
Yeah, that's actually very powerful. Don't know if Mboya, you have something?
Maybe we talk about the plastic prize and all that. Do you know it is very important for the community to be aware of and get strong understanding on benefits of responsible waste management and practices in terms of reduction of plastic pollution and marine. Maybe you tell us how you plan to incorporate technology in your solutions, in solutions to the plastic waste, and how local communities are involved in the same.
Okay, so yeah, zero about technology.
But say, from my understanding and my take, technology sio vitu complex. Unajua tukiongelea about technology and innovation, watu wanafikiria it has to be actual tech. But kulingana na context yetu ya Mombasa and mambo ya plastic, kwetu sasa technology and innovation ni the solutions that people are able to come up with to solve the plastic waste challenge, challenge that we're experiencing in Mombasa. So for us, I think ni support the teams and individuals or people who are able to come up with these solutions, and to see that they come from kama mtu ako na idea all the way to having a product that they can go to market with, right? But the end goal is to reduce the plastic pollution that ultimately ends up in the marine ecosystem. So that is the idea. So our role as Swahili Port Hub is to provide that support so that people are able, these individuals are able to come up with businesses that generate revenue. Because kama unafanya kitu right, so kama ni mtu anafanya collection of plastics na hapati pesa, at the end of the day hata kwa motivated kufanya hiyo kazi. Sasa ukimuonesha, sisi tunamwambia map ndo hii hapa, wewe uko hapa, ukitaka kufika huku kuna hizi vitu lazima ufanye.
These are the challenges you're supposed to go
through. Alafu sisi sasa tunakupatia pia expert mentorship, tunaconnect na watu wenye wameko kwa industry. I give a very good example. While we were visiting one of our partners, anadila mambo ya plastic, kwa hiyo plastic value chain, alikuwa anatuambia kuna rafiki yake mwenye pesa si shida. Pesa si shida kwake. Alienda kanunua equipment, and these recycling equipment they cost millions. Alinunua recycling hizo equipment akaeka mahali, but mpaka sasa hajaweza kuanza kwa sababu hakupata ule mtu mwenye anamuadvise, mwenye amekuwa kwa industry for long, anajua the challenges zenye mtu anaweza face. So mambo kama mambo ya permits, licenses and all that, na kama una set up mtambo hapa hivi, lazima ukue mahali stima iko 3 phase, sio yetu ya kupotea kila siku. 3 phase, alafu na maji lazima ukue nayo kwa wingi. So kama ni kisima, lazima ukue mahali penye maji unaweza pata kwa urahisi. Na ukishimba borehole unaweza pata maji kwa urahisi, maji yaishi. Kwa sababu kisha kata zile plastics lazima uzioshe. Right? So huyu madam hakuwa na hiyo information. So aliingia direct, na sasa imebidi auze hizo equipment kwa sababu imekuwa very challenging for her. So
all right, that's very powerful. It has been amazing. At least you've gotten the context of how the Mombasa Plastic Prize works.
Yeah.
I will have you guys on speed dial in case I have more questions or if more questions pop up. I want us to switch gears and welcome now with, for lack of a better word, the people with the solutions.
Yeah.
Because sababu now these are the innovators, the guys who are tackling the challenges.
Yes.
Wachezaji ni wale
Formation ni ile
man like Kipto.
and boy, your finest presenter.
Go on. If you're logging in, karibu tena sana. We are continuing with our conversation this particular morning, life below water, SDG number 14. And in studio we have champions who are championing for this particular United Nations sustainable goal. We are joined by two lovely ladies. I'm going to start from my farthest right. Good morning.
Good morning.
Kindly, what is your name and what do you do?
So my name is Valentine Gichiko. I'm an entrepreneur in Mombasa, co-founder of Furies, which is a game building company, and we specialize in designing fun games that are interactive and educative.
All right. Your colleague, Karibu, good morning.
Good morning. I'm Veronica Nzu. I'm also from Furies Enterprise, and as she said, we all build games that close the gap of marine plastic pollution and also education.
Why Furies? Unajua Fury inaweza kuwa mtu amekasirika, somebody could be angry. Unajua why Furies? How did you settle on the name?
That's a good question. You see, the way Rolex doesn't mean anything. It's just like a jumbling of words, alafu ika sound so cool. So the same case for Furies. It's like, what is Furies? I know it's kind of like when you umesema, it means something mad, someone angry. But for our case, I can say Furies, we were like furious about like marine plastic pollution and wanted to do something. We were like, Furies, that sounds so cool. Like, yeah, Furies it is, and yeah, we like it.
All right. So games, games for kids, game for adults, game for all people. These games are like, how do you create the game? How do you approach the making of a game? Because personally, I play a lot of FIFA. Yeah? I know the concept around FIFA is so and so. How do you conceptualize and say our game is going to be maybe based on this or this?
Okay, I may say that I'm a gamer naturally. I love playing games. So when I got the opportunity to like close the gap of marine plastic pollution and education, I decided to choose on a game because a game is a very interactive thing, and also because our target audience are the children, then it's going to be a very interactive tool for them to also learn and also feel happy and also be, I don't know, when you play games, you're like you like your natural self is always open, and you get to learn in the process. So I thought that was a very cool way forward.
Also, growing up, I didn't get an opportunity to play a lot of games. Like my parents couldn't afford to buy me games, so I was like, games unazipata like watu yo maneiba ndo wako nayo, so unashindanga huko tuseme mnaenda kucheza games, and I was like, when I grow up, I'm going to make a game and like make the childhood of other kids to be so much fun. So it was like a dream, and I'm glad it became true. So yeah, I'm
for
glad
sure,
I'm doing
man.
this.
For
It's
sure.
so much fun. And yeah, nataka kuona watu wengine out there playing games. So we're trying to make this very accessible and affordable. Nifikie hata ule mtu yako somewhere huko mahali tu penye hata wajui games ni nini by the way. So yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
Man, I love that. Yeah, I can't say the same. Mimi, my childhood was quite different. But anyway, not about me this morning. I want to welcome my colleague while he prepares his question. Yes. So deputy governor, I saw you guys, you met the deputy governor a while back. How was that experience? How was that feeling, talking to the bosses in the county?
Okay, we were so privileged to get a call from the deputy governor, and knowing that the deputy governor able to say venye deputy governor ametujua. Man, it was amazing, and having to sit down with him and having a talk with him, and him understanding our idea.
Yeah.
That was a privilege for us. Yeah, you know, getting ourselves known out there, getting someone listening to us. It was really a privilege.
All right. And so he actually said, yeah, they're going to be doing like watakuwa wanatu charge, wacha niseme sisi, because now you guys will be making this money. And I'm very curious, so they're going to be charging like, you know, everyone in cost like 500 bob to collect their waste. I don't know if you heard about this.
Yeah.
You heard about this, yeah? So how do you guys plan to tap into that money? Because a lot of, more than like 3 million people in Mombasa, so meaning like your pesa ni mob. How do you guys plan to tap into that pool of money? As you know, guys in who are doing, or rather creating solutions around, you know, plastics. We know Mombasa generates a lot of plastics.
Yeah, so maybe what I can say is that we're planning to tap into that money in schools, actually. Because when these children play these games in schools, they have to collect the waste. So when the waste is collected in school, the waste has to go to the dumping sites.
Yeah.
So I guess that is where we're going to come in.
All right. Asante tena sana. Now, from the 25th to the asante tena sana. Thank you for saving me up.
You want to become like Diamond, right?
Mazee naona
I'm 31st.
bana asubuhi na mapema. You guys are going to be on a campaign, you know, Zero Waste, Mombasa Plastic Prize. Could you talk to us, you know, about that whole experience? What do you have planned out? How do you want to get the community involved, more importantly?
So what we're planning to do is we want to raise awareness, most especially in the social media, because, you know, this generation, everybody's always on TikTok, on Instagram, Facebook, and many other platforms. So maybe if we tap in that, people are going to be like aware of whatever we're doing in Mombasa. So we're going to have a Zero Waste Fest at Swahili Port on the 30th.
Tafadhali isikuwe a thing, unajua you guys unaona mimi kwa streets and they're like 30.
Yeah, so we're going to like have a Zero Waste Zero Waste Fest on 30th, and we're also leveraging that opportunity to like invite people for that Zero Waste Fest. And also we want to teach people and other people out there who are young entrepreneurs to tap in the world of waste management, because it's somewhere we can make money, and also it's somewhere where the world right now is focusing at, you know.
Yeah.
So like that's the main message on the 25th to the 30th.
Also on the 30th, you guys, we invite you to join us at Swahili Port. It's the Zero Waste Fest, and we're going to have very fun activities at Swahili Port. There's going to be like a showcase of fashion, like in relation to plastics. We're going to also to play the game Bahari ya Ninja. You guys don't want to miss. Also in the evening we're going to have a walk at Makadara Road and do like a cleanup of the same. Alafu this time hatuna beach cleanup, ni walk. Guys, join us. Alafu also tutakuwa na panel discussions. It's going to be a fun day. You guys don't want to miss. So see you there, Sato. 30th.
Yeah, okay. I may add on that. Also on during the campaign on 25th to the 30th. So we're also going to be sharing our stories and how we came in this journey, and how we are making also money, and also how we are reaching people out there. There are also going to be a lot of gifts. As for us, we're going to be giving out our Barrier Ninja game. So if someone is going to tune in, is going to like tune in into our social media platforms at Bahari_Ninja, and also our live sessions, then that person is going to win himself or herself a Bahari Ninja game.
All right. Now back to Furies.
Yeah.
Now, I've heard you people talking about games and all that, and we know there are quite a number of different games. Maybe for the benefit of my dear listeners there, like what kind of games are you have you invented? Like be specific on the games, because when you say games, it's a variety of choices and things somebody can come in mind with.
Yeah, so when you talk about games, Okay, I can say for now we have a board game at the moment, which is like our first flagship product. It's called Baharia Ninja. But like moving forward, we are going to like branch out and venture into like making other games, not specifically for in the environment space. And games, maybe not FIFA, but games like
Okay, as she said, right now we are focusing on the board games.
Yeah.
But in the future, we want to like integrate technology into our games, and we want to make like a virtual reality game that people are going to like see the menace of waste management in Mombasa. You know, you see it live and interact with it, and like, you know, when you're playing the game, you feel like you're in the space yourself. So we are going to like integrate into the technology part most, because also the world is going in tech.
All right.
Online games, so that you can also play on your phone. Si lazima ikuwe board game.
And the main idea behind all that, I know, according to what we have been talking about since morning so far, it is relies all on plastic management and all that. How is plastic management going to be integrated into that online games, bringing that idea on board?
Oh, okay. So how we feel like this is going to be integrated is, we know we are trying to create awareness on marine plastic pollution. So we want the message to get out there. So when you play the game, you know the consequences of marine plastic pollution, or you know the consequences of segregating your waste, or maybe you just learn a lot about the waste management part, and also the plastic pollution and what plastic really does to our health and also our environment. So I think when you like get to interact with such content, you're going to be you're going to be knowledgeable. You get, when you like let's say when you're watching a certain reel, maybe about why you shouldn't use a lot of oil in your food, the next thing I know what I do, I minimize oil in my food, because I've seen it there and what it does. So that's what we're trying to do. We want to change the people's behavior.
All right. Yeah. So you're talking about those online games being a platform to educate people on the effects of plastic pollution and all that. Maybe if I ask you already have a game that is out there, and maybe somebody is interested and would like to get the game and get to play. What is the way forward?
So when someone wants to get our Baharia Ninja board game, they just should follow us in our social media platforms. Right now it's Baharia_Ninja, Instagram, Baharia Ninja, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. Yeah, in there you can just make your order and it's going to be delivered at your doorstep.
The last question about that same game is maybe you give us an insight of what the game is all about. You know, it becomes interesting if I know what exactly I am going for.
Yeah, so for the game, it takes you on a journey. It's like an adventure at sea. The setting is like in the ocean, where you get to see the different types of animals that live in the sea. Maybe they are called sea creatures, not animals. And then it has like a pathway. Let me call it like that. I'm sure you guys have played Snakes and Ladders.
Yeah.
So it has like a pathway. And then you need to like go around to reach the end, and in between unapata a lot of obstacles, a lot of challenges, ndo ufike mwisho, right? And then it has like different cards in the game. The cards are very educative and incorporate fun also. So hizo cards kuna yellow, green, blue, red, and white, and then we have like a Baharia Ninja card. So for the red cards, hizo zinaonyesha like bad behaviors around plastics. For example, burning plastics, throwing plastics, yenye iko na consequences. So when you unapata your red card inakuambia kitu ulifanya mbaya. For example, you threw a sweet trap out of a matatu. So go back to start. So you have to go back again na say make strides. Then we have yellow ni very fun cards. Kama tuko na moja ni action cards zenye players wanafanya activity while playing. So kama kuna nyingine ya sing a song about the ocean and plastic. So you have to make a song. Papo hapo, get creative. Sing a song, alafu if you don't want to, you'll go back to start. So it's better to like do your best and sing something. alafu there's green ni knowledge cards, very fun, did you know hauko unajua, so it kind of like gives you knowledge. Then blue cards ni good behaviors, inakufunza reusing, segregation, hizi vitu zenye tunataka watu waanze kupractice. Yeah, and then the barrier ninja card now, the ultimate card. Ukipata hiyo card, the other players will know you. Watajua
you're saying kama ni the S of
yeah. Na tutawaambia nini. So you guys have to like make a purchase, order your barrier ninja, and then ndio utajua hiyo barrier ninja card inasema nini. It's super amazing. You guys should try the game. It's really fun. Kids play it, adults play it, and we also host game nights. So guys can come in, play the game, of course with other games, and then yeah, it's really interactive, and there is space for gaming. You guys can enjoy games and like a community sort of situation. Yeah.
Sounds very interesting with the explanations that you've given of the said game. I think I will be part and parcel of that. I should look into that.
Yeah,
before the 30th.
guys.
Before the
Thank you very much, because you've left me with something here behind.
As we wind up, because I think it's about time I chase you guys out of this. Because why the violence in the morning? Why the violence? As we wind up, my final question would be: you are in an entrepreneurial space as women, as young. I wouldn't want to call you young girls, but as women, how are you finding that journey as women in the entrepreneurial space? What challenges have you faced, and how are you overcoming these challenges to build on and to establish your business?
Okay, I might say that it's quite a journey.
Yeah.
It's not very simple, because being women and having such a tool, when you go somewhere and people are like, are you the ones who came up with this game? You're like, yeah. And they're like, no. Is there no man in your team? And you're like, no. So it's like they're being mesmerized, but also they're like, no, there's someone behind this gaming that is a man, you get?
Yeah.
So it's really hard to like convince the people that we are the one making these games. And also the first time when we were coming into this field, not many people understood whatever we were doing. And it was very challenging to like convince these people that this is a viable idea, that this is something that people can change their behaviors around, so they're like, you guys are women, you're coming up with an idea that is not even viable, you get? So like we've been pushing for people to hear us out and to understand our idea. Like that was the main challenge that we faced last year, and we thank God that we are at a place that people are now understanding whatever we are doing. Yeah.
All right. How about you?
I can say entrepreneurship is like really hard, but at the same time it's so much fun. Like I have the freedom to actually try things. Curiosity yangu haina mipaka. Like I try stuff. I go like to uncharted waters, and sina boundaries, like no one amenekea limits, so it's good in that way. So I would encourage anyone there out there mwenye anafikiria entrepreneurship, go for it. And then but being a woman, of course, it's so hard. For example, starting out, people won't take you seriously. Anajua maybe in excitement itakuja kuisha or something, but yeah, go out there and show them like you can do this. So especially when you're in the gaming space kidogo, it's like you guys mko shoni nyinyi ndo mmefikiria ikweli hiyo brain yenu iko na games kumbe hapo ndani. I'm like, yeah, I should try it. So yeah, it's so much fun because every day I get to do something I'm passionate about, so it's good in that way. But of course it requires you to show up every day, keep moving, like go out there, ask questions, be curious. Hiyo inataka tu curiosity, because curiosity kiisha, I don't know what you have left. And then but it's good, but it's tiring, and it's awesome, and it's super amazing. Alafu also you guys for the game tunataka kuni an online game that you actually put into practice. Whatever you've learned in the game, now you have to put it into practice. So we're developing an online game for the same, so watch out and get your barrier ninja.
All right. At top of the hour, we are getting just warmed up. I absolutely enjoy the conversation. Resilience, hard work, and consistency. I would say, it's very rare to see women in the entrepreneurial space. I understand it's hard, but kudos to you guys.
Thank you.
I hope to see you more and more in the future and in bigger spaces. How's you?
Thank you for having us. Yeah, this was so much fun. And yeah, we'll see you again in the future.
We'll see you on 30th.
Kindly, hii ndio ile time nafukuza wageni. Najua sio adabu kufukuza watu, lakini
wanasema mgeni njoo mwenyeji hapo.
Mimi sioni nikipona bwana.
Mimi kama mwenyeji nashukuru sana maana nimebakishwa na 30.
This is where I get to go on a short musical break. See you on the other side. Trace us anywhere in the world, www.blueradio.co.ke. The conversation we are having this morning is all about sustainable goals, the 17 of them, but today focusing on SDG number 14, life below water, which is all about conserve and sustainable use of ocean, seas, marine resources, all that in one. And yes, we're on to our next guests this fantastic morning. Now, if you're wondering, and I really think inafaa tufanye ile kitu ina happen kwa parliament, inaitwa nini, the gender rule ama the gender whatever. Umesikia your story because I'm noticing there is some bias in this whole process. Initially we had 2 ladies. Now we have two gentlemen. Ni kunaendaje jamaa?
For a start tulianza na 2 gentlemen and then came 2 ladies and then now
again back to
two gentlemen. Like I hope the next one is going to be
2 ladies. I'll see you. Yeah, Zuri tena sana. If you're looking in, who do we have in studio, man? Wacha ni start from my father's right.
Yeah, so you have Gabriel Moingo. So I'm a co-founder and the chief finance officer at Eco Prince Generations. Yeah.
Come up again.
So I am the co-founder and chief finance officer
of
Eco Prince Generation.
Eco Prince, yeah. Ndo msewa mapesa.
We got the money in the house.
Mr. Cut the check.
Asante
tena sana.
Money in the house.
Karibu my brother.
Asante sana. Yeah, hapa mko nataka Gracious. The CTO, Chief Technology Officer wa Eco Prince Generation. Yes.
All right, ndo msewa tech. Nakubali. Now, break it down for us, what problem are you solving? I like to start there, cause kuna someone who is looking in right now, they don't know what you guys do. Could you break it down for us? Let me start with you.
Okay, so a brief concerning the problem. So we're trying to tackle marine plastic. It's become a problem.
Yeah.
There's a lot of marine waste, specifically in Mombasa, because definitely we have Indian Ocean upper. So the problem was that the people who went to go fishing, they catch a lot of fish, yes, or they catch little fish, but chenye wanapata, it's either imekuwa imeharibiwa with the plastics, kuna microplastics in the fish, so people consume hata the fish with the microplastics, which is poisonous. Kuna landfills zimejaa with plastics, so we thought let's figure out some way ya kutoa most of the plastic out of the environment, because it's something people are discarding. Let's take it and make some value out of it. Ndio turudishe tena kwa ecosystem.
I'll see.
Yes.
All right, that's powerful, man. And formulating an idea takes more than one person. For example, now I was reading Microsoft walikuja wase wawili, naona nyinyi mko wase wawili. So far how are you finding the journey and how is it working together? Unajua, how are you finding that solution, because you are in finance, you are in tech, and is your background in this particular fields? Because unapatanga msiako kwa hiyo field but isio kitu alisomea kabisa in college. How are you finding the experience?
Yeah, so actually to mention sisi ukwanga watu 5
au mko mtu 5
sasa kwa mtu 5 kuna 2 ladies, so your gender
bana at least na mko unajua mko mnatembea na madem, sasa mkikuja maboys surely
ni coincidence kufika hao wengine pia wanajituma kivyao, but we would have loved kama tungekuwa sote, ingekuwa powerful sana.
All right. Now, before while my colleague prepares his question, Governor wa Mombasa amesema ya kwamba kutakuwa na 500 shillings are charged across every household in Mombasa. Mombasa has 3 million people. 3 to 1 million people up, 1 to 3 million. So how is the solution going to tap into the money that the county is planning to collect? Because that's a lot of money, man. How are you planning to come up into that solution? Let's talk to the finance gentleman. Una craft solutions gani hapo hivyo ili mdandie hizo do?
Yeah, so what we're thinking, well, basically how we plan on tapping into that industry is probably like industry yet we don't really deal with collection, I'd say.
Yeah.
How our industry normally is ni sisi huwa tuna source out plastic waste from either the garbage collectors, providing an incentive to them so that hata hao waweze kuona the value of plastic waste, waweze kuwa na do. Sasa maybe we just want to create a kind of a circular environment where unapata mtu wa garbage collection hata anaweza kupata motivation zaidi juu anajua kuna market. Sasa sisi ndio hiyo market. Sasa after tuchukue kutoka kwao hizo plastic waste ndio sasa we're able to repurpose it into something that can fit the whole community as a whole. So that's probably how we plan on like tapping into that. So basically just providing a market ili hata hao watu, the guys kwa ground wala ambao na collect sasa the plastic waste from the environment, they get more motivation na pia waweze ku increase their living standards by having a ready market for their plastic wastes. Na the more we are able to collect or the more we are able to repurpose, the more they collect, na the more our environment becomes clean.
Hey Mazi, that's huge, man, because I also did a story last year on how how say on a peak. So when you say you love, you're like going to change their lives, put money in their pocket. That's huge. That's very huge.
You're talking about collecting the garbage from the garbage collectors and repurposing them. Like, how specifically do you use those collection? How do you change it from garbage, bringing it back to the ecosystem as something very valuable? Like, what exactly do you do with the plastic waste that you collect?
Yeah, so basically we decided to tap into an industry called 3D printing, right? That's how we realized that people regard as plastic waste as garbage, wanaona kama takataka tu. But then sasa tukakaa chini tukafikiria, what can we turn this plastic waste or how can we make it into something that can really bring value to our community. Sasa we found that solution into this thing called 3D printing filament. Sasa unapata 3D printing filament ni kitu, the primary raw material for 3D printing. Na sasa the thing about 3D printing, unaweza badilisha hii kitu yo inakaanga kama string tu. You can turn it into literally anything. You can unaweza tengeneza kifuniko, unaweza tengeneza part kama tuseme ya mechanic, unaweza tengeneza into prosthetics for hospitals. So no, a really wide range of purposes. But sasa sisi we decided to focus on, like, let's say the education industry. Juu tulikuwa tumeona kuna shida na mimi personally nilipokuwa high school, to say this is just a story. Sio sasa nikiwa high school unapata mwalimu alikuwa anakuja na kuchorea heart pale, anakwambia hii sijui ni right
and you just saying it on pictures.
Sasa unaona tu kwa picha uelewe vizuri hivyo. Sasa what we decided to do was, why not bring a heart to a kid hivi aone kabisa. Ukimwambia hii ni superior vena cover anaiona kabisa. That's why we decided to tap into the education industry by having biological models for STEM, not as a chemistry. Instead of the teacher writing chemical equations peke yake, you can have a representation of the carbon atom. Mtoto hapo ana interact nayo vizuri tu. At least it makes them understand better. To learn better when we get to actually interact with these things.
Ukiona unajua ni true, man. Facts.
Seeing is believing.
Facts.
And you get to understand it vizuri zaidi pale unapoiona, unaoneshwa kwamba hii ndio right ventricle, hii ndio kitu fulani. Inakuwa rahisi sana kukaa kichwani as compared to seeing it on the pictures and on the books.
Visual aids inasaidia sana.
Exactly.
No masana, unajua ina strike inatukumbusha mbali, man, cause hapo dare yake mwewe ilikuwa inaitwa nini sijui organic 1 organic 2 buda bana. So That's huge, man. That's huge. And right now, AI is taking over. I'll direct this question to you, man. So AI is taking over right now. Everyone is like, AI is going to be taking our jobs. Kuna hiyo conversation too. Yeah. But how are you going to like make sure you tap into that space that, you know, we're going to bring this technology and our solution and merge them together and like make this thing now blow up to like a new level?
Okay, from my point of view, okay, nashinda nikiona watu akisema wanaenda kuibiwa kazi mazena, and it's something that people literally developed. So I'm thinking kwa industry yetu I can't really shun AI. At one point in time, I'm pretty sure tutahitaji. But sasa ina depend tutahitaji vipi. So personally, from my point of view, I've tried tapping into just one example. So tunafaa kutumia 3D models, and not all the time we have the 3D models like present na sisi, ama we don't have the designs present with us. So try tapping into some form of AI that enables us to scan an object just using photos and videos. But you can scan an object, and then ukishai scan, it will process it, itakutolea a 3D model replica of the same object you just scanned. In sasa unaweza print using the 3D printer. So maybe kitu ingenichukua a lot of time to design, maybe I don't have the skills, or someone else hana the necessary skills but akona simu. It's very easy. Kuja apige picha, just take a photo, several photos of different angles of the same object, but at the end of the day, AI and I transform into a 3D model. So I'm thinking, not really push away AI saying that watatuibia kazi or itatuibia kazi, but at the end of the day, itabidi to find a way to go around it. To me, to our advantage.
Yeah.
Because for sure. Kazi.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure, man. That's definitely it. As we wind up, weekend kweli next week, from 25th to 21. So from 25th to 30th. So there'll be a mega campaign you guys are running. What can we expect, from you guys? What can we learn? And more importantly, during the fest, what can we expect? Mimi nikitokelezea, maybe nikuja na mpoa. What do you guys have specifically, what do you guys have for us?
Yeah, so for us, I'd say you can expect to kind of come and see the things that we already made. Na si pia tunatengenezaga like customized models that, let's say, ukija na mpoa wako, ukiona kitu poa pia unaweza mnunulia. Pia aweze kuona something that's artistic at the same time, kitu ambayo iko ina benefit the environment in a good manner to say. And you can also come and learn of different hatutakuwa peke yetu, tutakuwa the other 9 teams of the MPP. So you can just come and learn how whatever we consider as waste can be repurposed into something that can really benefit our communities. And hata tunaweza kuwa na hiyo behavior change mali watu sasa watakuwa naona, okay, hii waste tunatupa, usitupe tena. Labda hata unaweza tengenezea kitu ambayo inaweza kubenefit na ingize pesa kwa mfuko. Yes. All
right. Finally, Maze, to conclude, what message do you have for any young people listening in? And a message for them. And I understand you guys are going through now the incubator phase and that whole process. What are your expectations, Maze? Out of all that, expect at least your journey ita yield nini at the end?
So far so good. The journey imekuwa quite awesome because inatutoa out of our comfort zones. Inabidi you go out your way just to make sure your idea makes sense. And at the end of the day, we're also rooting for profit because any business at the end of the day, you have to make profit. So we're like halfway through the incubator phase. It's been quite interesting. We didn't really much have high expectations because we were not sure what to expect. But the minute we were in, tukapata kuwa it's a learning curve. Tunakuja hapo tunajifunza quite a lot. Imetuweka on a journey ya kuperfect pia idea yetu. We've really cut off a lot of things tulikuwa tunafind unnecessary. Now tume fine tune the idea just to suit our needs na clients wetu pia.
Right. Pengine kwa manufaa ya msikilizaji wangu, umezungumza mambo ambayo ni bora zaidi kwa, let's say, institutions, na kama kuna ambaye ana listen in sahi na angependa kuwasiliana na nyinyi ili aweze kupata products zenu, pengine utueleze mnaweza kupatikana vipi kwenye mitandao ya kijamii, ama ni jinsi gani mtu anaweza kupatana na nyinyi ili aweze kupata bidhaa zenu?
Yeah, so we are both on all social media handles. Ni TikTok ndo bado tuko, but
ama mmekuwa kama OG Calligraph Jones anakwambia TikTok anakwambia mimi ni thug, sasa huwezi nipata TikTok.
Labda personally huwezi mpata, but biashara utaipata.
For biz lazima ukwe kwa socials man.
So on our socials, kwa Twitter we are tuko at ecoprints. Then ukienda Instagram we are at _ecoprints. Then on Facebook at ecoprints too. So on LinkedIn pia ecoprints generation. Yeah.
So it is basically ecoprints across all social media platforms.
Ecoprints.
All right, inakuwa nzuri tena sana. Going on a short commercial break, 10:30 in the morning. When we come back, we're going to be finalizing this conversation. Stick around and stick by us. Inakuwa nzuri tena sana, 10:36 in the morning. Dope boys, man like Kipto.
And boy, your finest presenter.
You know, go and trace us anywhere in the world at www.blueradio.co.ke. This morning, we are tackling SDG number 14, life below water. And you're bringing on board, I would like to call them experts in this particular field, because these are the people, you know, are coming through with the solutions, tackling some of the world's greatest problems. And what is that problem? That problem is plastic pollution, not only on land but also in the seas. Today I have a gentleman who is not new to this space. Good morning, karibu.
Good morning, nashukuru sana.
All right. He's joined by a lovely lady in red. Karibu tena sana. Kindly introduce yourself to our listeners.
I'm Edna from Clean Tech Collectors, and I'm glad to be here.
All right. Nzuri tena sana. Now let's talk about money. Governor, I saw you guys had a conversation with Governor. I saw the pictures. I follow you on social media. I've seen this and I was like, okay, this is interesting. County of Mombasa is going to be collecting 500. I think this is a plan for the future. 500 Kenya shillings from every household, yeah? And statistics inasema Mombasa has between 1 million to 3 million people, you know. So that is going to be a lot of money. Let's say hata kama wata collect from 500 households, that is like a lot of money, sio? Yeah. So how is your, you know, organizations or your companies going to tap into that particular, you know, money, because there is money to be made. Let's start with gentlemen before and then ladies after us here.
Yeah.
Karibu Lawrence.
So nashukuru sana. Kwa majina ni Lawrence Kosgei from Twende Green Ecocycle. So Twende Green Ecocycle, this is a social enterprise. Iko located here in Majengo. We do recycle plastic waste to make school desk. And also we are also making other furnitures like office furnitures, and we are venturing into making different types of furnitures. So we also support collection of waste within Mombasa County.
Yeah.
And we are really glad that the county government is supporting this initiative, where they now want us, they want to support innovators and also the people who are collecting this plastic waste. And we are really fortunate to be among the youths who are going to also benefit in some of these opportunities which are there. And I think I would like to really congratulate the county, because they are really making some efforts.
Yeah.
So recently we also had conversation with the deputy governor, and we're really seeing that the county government is really trying to really help the youths and at the same time conserve the environment. And for us as Twende Green, even as we want to tackle the problem of marine plastic pollution, we want to also tap into those opportunities and also to create employment in the green sector within Mombasa. Yeah.
All right. Powerful. How are you guys going to get the money? What I do, ni put it out there. For you, of course, I understand your approach, and could you explain to us, you know, how you're approaching that particular. Let me start from the beginning. Yeah, what problem, you know, are you guys solving? Because we know Lawrence, and we know the type of solution they're offering and the problem they're solving. How about you? How are you approaching that solution?
So Edna from clean tech collectors. So what we are doing, clean tech collectors, we are creating an app in which you can request for waste collection services at real time. And the reason we thought of the idea, we noticed there are some issues, problems that have been revolving around residential and commercial users, in which there's irregular pickups by garbage collectors, inconsistency. There's also lack of a standard price in terms of waste collection services. And sometimes we had cases of theft whereby a garbage collector comes and unasikia mtu anasema kiatu yake ilienda. So that's when we were like, why don't we just create an Uber for waste collection? Yeah.
So basically I just Uber my you Uber your waste.
Yeah.
Nice man, nice. That's cool. That's really cool, man.
It's a great idea actually. One great idea.
Your
because
idea feeds,
honestly speaking, with what you just said, most of the people in kwa easy residential areas that we live in, number one suspects in terms of any infidelity in the areas is always the garbage collectors.
Yeah.
Na unaona, like most of the garbage collectors it is very hard for you to do follow-ups on them, being that ni mtu mwenye umekuja umemwona tu once, like mimi ndo mtu ataka, mimi ndo mse wataka, unaona, na mimi ndo na collect taka. You just agree with that person without knowing hizo taka zake anazipeleka wapi ama nini. Wewe unaona tu the best thing ni bora taka zangu zimeniondokea.
Yeah.
Unaona, so with your initiative I think it is going to be best because unajua ni nani anakuja, na in case of anything ni rahisi sana kufanya follow up because ni mtu kutoka sehemu fulani na nilitumia this app nikaletewa mtu fulani, na I think that one is a very great idea. And you'll be solving quite a number of problems that watu wanapitia.
Yeah, so I want to clarify something, like how we are not hatutoi watu wale wana collect sai. What we will do will be empowering these collectors currently. You may notice sometimes hawako professional in terms of how they are handling waste or how they are approaching people. In terms of also the image, the brand, the image branding, overall, venye wanajibeba, venye wamekuja kwako labda mtu acha onga macha, like kuna issues too. So we'll be empowering the current collectors because we want to empower the youths to continue collecting the current waste that is already in the county, and also we'll be promoting waste segregation at source. Upper Nipo County actually was trying to bring us in the Mombasa Plastic finalist. Like we try and promote waste segregation at source in that e-plastic waste especially. Kuna venye kama team kama Twende Green wanaweza chukua wana recycle wao wenyewe. So kutoka kwa ile nyumba household, kutoka nyumbani mwako, kuna venye hiyo plastic umeacha hapo, kuna venye Twende Green tuna make sure
wameipata. All right.
Yeah, that's quite huge. For me, I would like to know, community is usually at the heart of every solution, and I think this is like a part you've been trained on, and since the first process, you went through that phase, you learned a little bit about it, but now again, you guys are coming through now through the incubation period. This is, I think, it's going to be more vigorous, more focused, more hands on. Nini kama sasa ile time mzazi ana make sure amekaa na wewe ukifanya homework anaona kama umefanya 1+1 ni 2 kweli, unaona. So like there's going to be that intensity. How are you going to bring now community, the community, communities, media communities, ule mtu pale nje kwa streets, I understand that guys, this is the solution we are having, and we want you to be involved in that whole food chain because pia wao ni stakeholders in the whole process. How are you going to be approaching that?
So for us to Green Ecocycle, this incubation period, like it has been a period where we have been doing so many experiments within our organization to try to see if this will work, if this will not work. And it has been a period, it was running since I think August last year. I think from September last year. So it has been a period where we have been doing a lot of experiments to see if this will work, if it will not work. and we're really grateful for the incubation period. So through this period we've been able to also create employment to some of the people within the informal settlement and within Mombasa. So some of these are carpenters we work with, and also the welders we work with. So these welders we support them to we give them a job for them to weld the structures of the furnitures. And also for the carpenters, they make the designs of the desk, and also now that we want to venture into making other furnitures. So it has been an opportunity for the youths, and it's an opportunity to create employment, to enable the community to tap also into the green jobs. Right now we want to shift from not just having a job, but also to venture into the green jobs. So this is a sector which it has not been there, and it's something which is coming up, the green jobs. So aside from having the corporate jobs, engineering fields, we have now the green jobs. So you can finish your school and then you get into the green jobs. So we are glad to actually be some of the pioneers in this sector, and we are grateful. So, and we hope that in future we'll also be able to create more jobs for the youths. And also make furnitures, and also aside from also conserving the environment, we also promote sustainable education. So by making school furnitures and distribute it to schools, we are also able to support school children to learn in a comfortable, safe environment, and then they can be able to concentrate and even have high performance in class.
All right, that's powerful. I'd like to come to you, Edna, while my colleague prepares his questions. From the event which is planned from spanning from 25th to 30th, there's going to be I believe a walk. So you are trying to change the mindset we have, or the belief we have on somebody who is coming to collect waste. How are you planning to bring these particular individuals on board? Because you've identified that these are the people we want to work with. How now, what tactics or strategies are you using to get them to come out and participate in the walk, participate in the conversation?
So from the period that he mentioned, from September, we have been raising sort of database of the people we are working with. So we are really engaging with community-based organizations. We believe it's not our own journey, we believe it's a community journey. So within these community-based organizations, there's so many youths, so many women who really need, who we have been part of with in this journey. So we are trying to bring them on board also this zero plastic waste. So basically involving with community-based organizations, youth networks that have been in existence in Mombasa. UNEA was actually last week, I think, last week or the other month or so, and then you also had COP28, where there was a lot of pledges, pledges when it comes to climate action and this type of thing. As young people, who are watching and developing this industry, what do you think should happen? Should leaders, involve you guys in the conversation? Because tutaona kwa TV, lakini hatuoni young people like yourselves in the conversation. What do you think? What steps should be taken to, bridge that gap and ensure that, young voices are at the table, young voices are heard? I'd like to start with you, Edna, before I come to Lawrence. So, what I really feel like our leaders should continue engaging us. I really love our deputy governor. He has been with us in this journey, and I feel like other leaders should take prime example of him. He has been really supportive in terms of engaging youths in his programs. So in these platforms, we are really urging leaders from governments to engage the youth from the ground level. See our youths that have already made it. But to engage in those high level meetings, sponsor 2 to 3 people in your community jamini. Usiende peke yako, ukienda uko nje. In those decision making platforms, also engage the youths, because I feel the gap the reason why we are not making it is that the leaders, of which they are a bit older than us, wanataka kukaa hapo, hawataki kutoka na hawataki kutushika mkono, like they want things to be for themselves, which I really feel mkishatoka, who will take position in hapo, and you haven't guided us, because we are believing in you have all the knowledge, all the skills, all the wisdom, na umetuacha katikati. Yeah.
All right, powerful. Lawrence.
So I think for me, I will say you as youths, we have a lot of energy. We are very creative. Most of us, we knowledgeable, because you'll find that most of the youths, they are either graduates, they finish actually from 4s. Yeah. So I would like to encourage the youths to be more creative.
Yeah.
There is a lot of opportunity in this sector of waste management and trying to prevent climate change. So like the other time when we had during the last conversation we had with the deputy governor, the problem that we have in Mombasa is on the waste segregation. So there is a problem in how to convince people to segregate their waste. So as youths, we have a lot of energy. We can come up, I know we can be able to come up with a solution on how we can encourage people to segregate their waste at the source. So if youths, we can be innovative enough, we can be creative enough, we can be able to solve this problem, and I know that there are people who are ready to listen to us. So I think that's my message to the youths out there. Let us get out of our comfort zone and let us try to solve the problems which are there within the community. Yeah.
All right.
My question goes to you, Edna. You've got a great idea, and I kind of like every initiative you're putting through to help curb the maintenance of garbage and all waste. Like, what exactly are you doing to like push this idea to the community at large? Because for it to happen, for it to go through, it must be embraced first by the community at large. So like, what efforts are you putting so that everyone buys the idea and grabs it?
So we have been doing on-ground activations. To those who follow us on our social media handles, Clean Tech Collectors, we have been reaching out to those garbage collectors that have been in the market as of now, and we have been subscribing them into our database. So it takes a lot of effort and time and convincing people, but I really love during those on-ground activations, people are willing, they are willing to embrace the technology, and at least it gives us hope, because they feel like we are not throwing them out, we are trying to bring them on board, which and give them like at least a standard price. So the moment notice our garbage collectors wanakwambia ati nalipo 20 bob, tuko 20 bob peke, like na survive aje. So the moment unamuempower naona by there wase hawadai kunirusha nje, wanadai kunisaidia even better na kunileta on board. So yeah,
for instance, maybe to anyone who is listening in Sahi na ana involved na garbage collection and the entire nani, what are the terms and conditions to fall under your program?
So first of all, lazima uwe na ID. You'll have like a training session with us to how to handle people, how to, within that training session ndio tunakuambia what you're supposed to have and what you're not supposed to have. So currently I can't really per se these are the things, but first we hear you out and we see how we can come in with what you do. So during this training ndio tunakuelezea nini unahitaji. Most of the times we normally provide overalls, gloves. We sometimes go ahead to provide them the trash bags and dustbins. So like during this training session isn't like that. Si kitu ngumu kenye garbage collector anaweza kosa ku afford. but hatukuitishi pesa.
All right. being that clear and open, it clears the cloud, because mtu anaweza fikira like maybe watataka some registration money and all that. So there is no money that is required
money involved. Ni wewe tu attendance yako kwa hiyo session.
All right. Pengine tunakumbuka hivi majuzi kwa county waliweka mchakato kuwa wale wote ambao wanajihusisha na masuala ya kukusanya taka wawe ni wamejisajili, wawe wamepata vyeti vya kuwapatia ruksa ya kufanya shughuli hizo. Je, nyinyi pia mmejiweka kwenye mkondo huo? Lazima hawa garbage collectors wawe ni watu wamejisajili, wana vyeti vinavyotakikaniwa ili waweze kufanya shughuli hiyo?
For us, we are actually in the process of registration. We haven't fully gotten all the licenses, but we are hoping like the county can really try and subsidize certain fees, and that's what we are currently in the negotiation process. But meanwhile, we have been doing some activities. Yeah, so but tukona license ya business permit hiyo tuko nazo. But license ya recycling ndio tumepata, zingine hatujapata.
So I was asking you connecting the garbage collectors with the clients, let me call them that. So like tuliangalia kwamba county government of Mombasa waliweka mchakato kuwa lazima hawa garbage collectors wawe wako registered, wako na vyeti. Je, nyinyi mnashughulika na wale ambao wako registered, ama bora tu mtu ameingia kwenye ile swala la garbage collection ndo nyinyi mnamconnect na client?
So wale wako registered ndio tunawashughulikia sahi, but we really want to also involve those that haven't yet registered by helping them to get registered by the county. So I believe it's a matter of connecting these people to the necessary authorities rather than pulling them out. Yeah.
And that one is a great and very insightful conversation.
Yeah. All right. Now, as we wind up, as we conclude, I was reading somewhere yesterday, wanasema that the problem with, I would say with waste and this type of pollution that as the current generation we are generating is production. So issue hata si educate people about recycling, because your conversation we've been having like for the longest time, recycle unaget, but there is this aspect of reducing. I'm curious, in your solutions, do you like incorporate, telling guys kindly tujaribu kureduce, tujaribu ama how are you finding that? Let me start with you as you conclude.
So yeah, also as aside from making desk and furnitures, we also do a lot of sensitization. So we sensitize people that plastic pollutes the environment. Actually, the end goal of Twende Green Ecocycle, it's to ensure that we reduce carbon emission, like completely, because we know even though we make the school desk, you know that plastics takes up to 500 years to decompose. So eventually eventually the plastic will it will disintegrate, and of course some of it will end up into the environment. But we also advocate for people to reduce their use of plastic. So if possibly they could opt to use sustainable bags, sustainable bottles, which they can be able to reuse it over time. This will be really great, and it will help us to conserve the environment and prevent pollution. Yeah.
All right. What about you?
Let's just be honest with ourselves. These current Kenyans, the current citizens we have, it's really hard to convince them about reducing. But what we are trying to do on our end is give them incentives let's say particularly for plastic waste, if you have a number of plastic waste, tunakupe is a certain cashback. So naona ukishambia hivi mse atakuwa concentrated na plastic waste, so atajaribu ku reducing the organic, kuna venye atajaribu ku reduce taka yake isikuwe much more of organic, ikuwe much more of plastic ili apate pesa kiasi. So it's been really hard, but as he has said, we have also been doing sensitization, and hoping that one day it will change.
All right. Top of the hour, 11 in the morning. Man, it has been fantastic. We've been in this building all the way from 6 in the morning, but this is where we get to wrap things up. As I ask my guests to prepare the final, what tunasema vipi tunasema vipi msemo wa mwisho
kulikunja jamvi
kulikunja. Asante tena sana. As we do that, also I'll ask my co-host to do the same, but we want to start with our guests. What is that final message you like to leave the listener with? Let's start with what allowed to switch it up, ladies first. Let's switch it up, ladies first.
What I'm wishing our people to do is to recycle, reuse and reduce. When we have those three, the issue about environmental pollution will be able to curb it. And also follow our social media handles, Clean Tech Collectors. And we look forward to have each one of you in this particular journey.
All right, Lawrence.
So my message, actually, I want to say particularly to the youths out there. So as I had said earlier, right now we have the problem of segregating waste at the source. So I would like to call upon the youths out there to try to come up with an innovative solution. I know we have spoken about sensitization, doing door to door, telling people to segregate their waste. But I've actually searched and I've seen there are some of the innovations which is being done there in Nairobi. So there's a guy who developed smart bins. So these smart bins, he's using he's installing those smart bins in institutions, in shops. So these smart bins, they try to sensitize people on how to segregate their waste. So I would like to call upon the youths to try to come up with an innovative solution on how to implement this segregation of plastic, of waste at the source. So there is a lot of people who their ear is ready to listen to their solution. Even the last conversation we had with the deputy governor, as I said, the problem is still the same, still segregation of waste at the source. And this is the problem because if you don't segregate your waste, it becomes hard for us people who are in the recycling sector to recycle that waste, because when you mix them, that means it's hard for you to know that your waste contain plastic and contain food waste or even metal waste. So it's hard, it's hectic for people in the recycling sector. So if you can come up with an innovative way on how we can implement this segregation of waste at the source, please reach out to us. Even me, I would really be glad to know how we can implement this. Yeah, actually you can reach out to me also.
All right. Nakuwa nzuri tena sana. Sheikh, tukimaliza
labda tukimaliza tuzungumzie protecting the ocean. So more than 70% of the earth's surface is covered by the ocean, and they have an important impact on the global climate, biodiversity, as well as social economy. So we are now facing sea level rises and ocean acidification, damage to the biodiversity and other crises. So it is a call to prevent trash from entering the oceans and put an end to the illegal fishing. So let's all do our part to keep the oceans clean for the sake of all the wonderful creatures and the humans being at large. That is how tunakakunja jamvi siku ya leo, tukizungumza kwamba uchafu ambao tunautupa kwenye bahari inatufikia sisi kwa njia moja ama nyingine kupitia nini. Tumesikia jamaa pale amezungumza kusema kwamba samaki ambao tunawabugia huku nje huenda ikawa wako na some aspects of plastic waste in them na ambayo ni mbaya sana kwa binadamu. Kwa hiyo it is a call to everyone, let's make a good use of our plastic materials. Reuse. If you cannot reuse, then recycle.
All right, nzuri tena sana. Thank you for making the time.
Thank you.
I will see you on the first. See, tunakuja tu when there is partying, so expect us. We only want to party. So expect us on that date, and wish you all the best in the journey. I understand it's never easy, especially when you're young, but all the best. All right.
Thank you so much.
You know, gonna be leaving you with this one right here from NSG area boys. Remember to catch Kate Mukami and Peter Wangai on the Blue Drive, and always, man, stream and play our podcasts on Spotify. Till tomorrow, same time, same place. I have been your host, Mala Kiptok, alongside
Mboya, your finest presenter.
You're listening to Blue Radio, bringing the vibe.